Anytime somebody asks me, what handpan scale should I get? I'm just going to send them this video.
Why have you gone up there?
I'm excited, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Literally. Alright, let's start by explaining the ranking system.
Okay, so we've got 5 tiers. We've got God tier.
No, babe, we should call it Pantastic.
And that means we need to come up with 5...
Oh, the Handpans. Good! It's good!
Would you like to explain the new ranking system?
Yeah, okay. So we've got 5 different categories. If it's the best thing ever, it's Pantastic. Slightly less, but it's still useful, is good. Less than that, it's handy. It's okay, you know, it's handy. Inoffensive, or pants.
This is the complete guide to handpan scales.
By us, who are completely biased.
We've played a lot of scales.
We have, yeah.
We have feelings.
A lot of feelings.
And therefore, we have every right to have the opinion on the internet.
You're trying to get us cancelled.
Alright, first scale. What's it going to be?
Pygmy.
Pygmy. Which Pygmy?
Just a regular old
Straight up
Pygmy.
I used to not be a huge fan, you know.
Yeah. We should stress whether or not we actually have the pan.
I do have.
Because I feel like that's going to sway your judgment.
Yeah.
So you have a Pygmy.
And now I love it. It changed my life. In fact, when I first brought it home, I cried playing it. Because it was just beautiful. But you know what made it beautiful though?
What?
Is that what I like about Pygmies is when you extend them.
Oh no, but that's not fair. We're not talking about extensions. Are we?
Oh no, that changes everything.
I think we should be talking about an 8. If you want us to do an extensions video, let us know. But I think that changes the game.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise you just extend everything and everything just becomes a full scale. This is about the notes on the top.
Well, yes, everything becomes a full scale, but still the layouts are very different, so they do feel very different to play.
That's true.
And they have different inherent vibes.
I don't know. I'm talking about a 9-noter here. I'm talking about...
Oh, it's controversial, man. Alright, okay, let's do it. 9-noters. Pygmy is inoffensive.
Yeah.
It's not particularly handy.
No, it's not handy. So Pygmy is confusing because the note that's the ding is not the note that the scale is based off of.
Yeah.
So you have to know that. So that makes it the opposite of handy.
Unless you know that it's a Phrygian. I think I'm right.
Yeah, you might be.
I think I'm right.
But
yeah.
it's nice. It's very, because it's got so many of the same note, it's very easy to write something beautiful on it.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think it's good.
You think it's good?
I think it's good. Do we have to agree?
We haven't laid out the rules of this game.
I think should we say we have to agree? Just to like
alright.
Amp up the potential argument
I'm
factor.
also just going to make things even more interesting by putting fairy lights on behind us. Ding! Did that make a difference?
Next up, Golden Gate.
Ooh. Fantastic.
Fantastic! I've got a Golden Gate.
Bloody beautiful.
I love it. As soon as I want to sound a little bit magical, a little bit sparkly, it's just perfect because you're playing around in the low end and then it's just like, it's just pure magic.
Hang on.
No.
Because now, you put the Pygmy, I nearly put the Pygmy in inoffensive. We put it in good because it doesn't have that many notes.
But it's a different thing.
But the Golden Gate doesn't have that many notes.
And it's fantastic.
It's just
But the notes that it has are fantastic. Because for me, when I play a Pygmy, I feel like I'm missing the notes of a minor scale. But when I play Golden Gate, I'm like, oh, it's got extra sparkle.
Fantastic. Okay, moving on.
Okay, Oxalis is adorable. And the ones that we played were tiny.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
Love a little pan. I wouldn't call it Fantastic though.
No, I wouldn't call it
It was
Fantastic.
very limited, it was very happy.
Yeah, it's hard. Yes, it's so true. Because for me, a Fantastic pan, it has range. You can be happy, you can be sad, you can be in all different like vibes with it.
Yeah.
Therefore, I would say Oxalis handy. Or do you think it's good?
Yeah, handy if you want a bit of tinkle.
Would you rather play a Pygmy than an Oxalis?
Yeah, actually.
It works. The system works. Handy. It's lovely.
I wouldn't call it inoffensive though. Some people really just don't like major pans, and that's a really major pan.
If you don't like major, then you wouldn't like that pan.
Cheer up, mate. Moving swiftly on.
What's next?
Akebono. These aren't around very much.
I feel like Akebono's had a real fall from grace, can I say? I feel like it used to be huge, and now
I feel like the only person who I know who builds akebono scales, I'm sure lots of people do, but the only person that I know who actually builds akebono regularly-ish is also the only person that I know who has incredibly strong feelings about hating the akebono scale. And that's Mumi. So that must mean that even if you have strong feelings about it and you don't like it, it must be very handy, because why else would you build it so much?
I don't know. I mean, is it handy or is it inoffensive?
Oh, it's definitely offensive. Is it pants?
Is it pants?
Is it pants?
Oh, no, I'm really bad about
it's-
putting things in pants. No, I think it isn't pants.
I really like that I've got one at the minute that isn't mine, that I can play but not have to keep.
Yeah, I would put it in handy. I think it's like, if there were no handpans and there was an akebono, I'd be like, this is nice.
Yeah.
But if there were lots of handpans, I would not gravitate towards it. Is that fair?
That's fair.
So it's handy.
Handy. Alright, handy. Cool.
Right.
Speaking of Mumi, Desert Rose.
Another one that you've got one of, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm gonna get you. I was gonna say. I'm
gonna
gonna get
upset me?
Yeah. I like it. I love it. Okay, it's a beautiful scale, but if it isn't extended with a low, say, C sharp, it just never ends. I'm just thinking about the top notes of the Desert
Okay,
Rose.
so let me tell you a story.
Please.
The first time I ever played a Desert Rose, it was extended a little bit, but not half as much as mine. It had like 1, maybe 2 bottom notes, kind of. And I was just playing the top, and it was the first handpan that ever stole my heart. It was like because it never ends, and I just couldn't stop playing it. I was just like,
Well, that's true.
completely entranced by it and fell in love.
So we agree that it never ends, and you think that's a really good
I
thing.
think it's brilliant. You hate that.
No, I don't hate it. It's just like when I pick one up and I go to improvise on it, I'm always just like, boom, finish, ended. I struggle to find
Yeah.
the final chord on it. But
Yeah.
that's a me problem, I guess.
Should we explain why and how?
Yes. So it's built on a scale which, again, it doesn't have the ding as the home note of the scale. So it means that it's built up in a different way. So it's a harmonic minor scale, but the main note, the root note, isn't the ding.
Usually when you play handpan, you'd gravitate to the ding and that feels like home and then you arrive there, it's
Yeah.
great. But then you do that and it's a 4th, I think?
Fifth.
Is it a 5th? It's G.
G sharp on a C sharp, yeah.
Is that 5th?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's less mental.
No. It's because then, you know, in like the end of Beethoven where it's like bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
So instead it's like bum 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 bum, and you're like.
Right.
But that's one thing. That's my only problem with it, and it's so easy to make it sound very magical and sparkly. I would allow it into the fantastic tier.
You will allow it.
I will allow it.
You will
I'll
allow it. Very
allow
kind.
it. Okay, well let us know. Like, disagree with us if you disagree with us.
Thank you very much.
I would allow it. It is fantastic.
It is fantastic.
And when I play them, it really feels like, because some of the things are a bit unexpected, it really takes you into this like magical world, which is good.
That's how it makes me feel. Equinox.
Ooh. Okay, now Equinox was the first pan I had. I had a DB handpan, an Equinox. I didn't know much about it, but it like stole my heart first. But then I realised that you can have more notes in between the notes. It's like a pentatonic minor, but it doesn't even have all of the notes of a pentatonic minor. What do you think about Equinox?
I just think if you can have an Equinox, why not get a kurd?
Or at least like a pygmy.
Wait, how many notes does an Equinox have? I thought it was 6.
Asking the internet.
There's just like a whole genre of scales that Equinox falls into that I'm just a bit like, why not just get a kurd?
Why? Yeah, it's just got 5 notes on it.
Oh, what's it missing?
B flat, then F, so it's in the 4th.
Can you convert that to D, please? Alright, well, not a huge fan. I know it is nice. I'm sorry, I'm being mean.
You have to be me, and that's the point of the video.
I hate the Equinox.
It's pants. I would put it in pants. And I think we have to say, the thing with handpans is they are all amazing. Like, pants for a handpan is still amazing for a different instrument.
Yeah.
So, you know, take it with love, but Equinox, I would put it in pants.
Although you did manage to use it in the context of jamming with other music.
I wrote a whole album on it.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I felt limited by it even at the time. Like, you'd be like, oh, I just want that note. You'd be like, oh, I don't have that note. So, in terms of being able to express the things that are in your mind and your heart through the music, It's a bit pants.
Sorry.
Oh. D-Kurd.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I love a D-Kurd. I love everything about it.
Great. Done. Solid.
It's great. I find that the problem with a D-Kurd is I wish that you could, because of the size of handpan that is traditionally used, the B flat is like can you explain it?
It's called a
impedance frequency.
Thank you. Well done, because I've forgotten that.
So basically, it means that because of science reasons, the B flat is a hard note to get in tune.
Because
the sound waves.
Sound waves, right? Do this, right? Right? Science, right? I hope no makers are watching this. This is how a handpan is built. Handpan is a certain size, right? And the sound waves do this. And the reason why handpans sound amazing is because they bounce around amongst themselves and kind of sing all of the other notes and just and also vibrate through the steel and just vibrates in a completely different way to all their instruments do. But when you strike a B flat, the sound wave goes across, hits the other end, the other shell, the other part of the steel, before one of those waves is quite complete, I think, or something like that. I'm saying with confidence, so it must be true.
Sounds right.
And therefore, doesn't feel comfortable. The sound wave doesn't get to finish its journey, so it sounds wobbly when you strike it.
Basically, for science reasons, you can't have a high B flat, and even the low B flat on it doesn't always sound great.
Yeah.
So if you have a D-Kurd, you might notice that if there's one note that goes out of tune quickly, it's actually that B flat. Which means that even if you do have an extension, which I know we're not talking about, but if you do have an extension...
We can talk about it when you want to talk about it. I would then suggest C sharp kurd instead, but I had this conversation with Duncan the other day, and F sharp is also an impedance note. And obviously the higher notes are more tricky.
Yeah.
And so because it would have that, and that's quite an important note. So...
In conclusion, there is a reason why so many people at their beginning pans are kurds, and there's so many people that we all both make a lot of tutorial videos about kurds, D-Kurds specifically, because within that you can play in D really easily, but you can also play in F, the major, so easily. And so between those two you can cover like so many different songs and so many different moods and so many different vibes.
And even without extensions, I feel, I know you're not super comfortable with it, but I feel that you can play in C major quite well as well, and A minor even. You know. You
can, and that's because it's got every single note of the like standard Western harmony. It's got one of each of them. It's got a D, it's got an E, it's got an F, it's got a G, it's got an A, it's got a B flat, and it's got a C. And whether it's a flat or a sharp or whatever, the point is, because it's got all 7 of them, you can build all of those 7 chords of the harmony that we're really used to hearing so easily. This is like an album for D-Kurds.
We love D-Kurds, put it in Fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's
yeah.
brilliant.
Okay, so we've got the list. Is there any changes that we want to make to that?
Well, we didn't write it down, so I have no idea.
Yeah, but you're going to edit it in.